Hello guys and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to have a news roundup, and first we're going to start with Luis Suarez. So Luis Suarez had a conversation with Ovacion, I think it was yesterday, and in that convo he admitted that it would not be strange to sign another striker. And when I heard him say that, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, we just signed Griezmann in the summer. Isn't Griezmann supposed to be that number 9? That replacement for Luis Suarez? I was like, does Luis Suarez and Barca not see Griezmann as their future number 9? But anyways, this is what he said. The demands at Barca are immense. Every 3 days you have to have a test. There is no rest, and you are not forgiven if you have just one bad game. It is not easy to play at a club like Barcelona, to adapt and win your place. I have to respect that I have spent 5 years at the club, dealing with this pressure and always trying to respond in the right manner. If the club are looking for or wish to bring in another number 9, it would not be strange. It is the reality of football. A time will arrive when my age will not allow me to play at the level Barcelona require. But while I can and while I have the strength to compete, I will. So Suarez did say a lot of things in that quote, and I believe that Suarez is finally admitting that he is slowing down. He's probably so self-aware about this that he's giving them the green light to sign another striker, because Suarez knows that his time is coming at an end. Then again, I don't know why Suarez is saying that when they know that they have Griezmann. Griezmann's supposed to be that new number 9. So I'm worried that Barca thinks they don't have a number 9 and they're going to keep using Griezmann on the left side. So that's my only worry. I don't want Barca, Suarez, and all the players to see Griezmann as their new left wing. I want them to see Griezmann as their new striker. So I don't know. It's a little confusing what he said there, but it's very bold of Suarez to admit this because he is putting the club first and then him. Now on to the next news. We're going to talk about Antoine Griezmann. So currently everyone is on a international break. So the French manager Didier Deschamps did speak earlier about Antoine Griezmann, and he said things could be better, but I watch each match and things are far from catastrophic. It is also a question of how he is used. He was in his best role with Atletico Madrid. Perhaps he is less decisive with Barcelona than he is with us. However, he knows his importance to us and my confidence in him. So now everything that the coach said in that quote was only for the purpose of lifting up Griezmann again. Because he's doing what every coach does, right? He says, but I watch each match. But then after that line, he says, it is also a question of how he is used. He was in his best role with Atletico Madrid. And basically, the coach is telling Griezmann, we know that you're struggling at Barca because you're not in your best position. We understand that. We know you're a great player, so don't beat yourself up after what's going on in Barcelona. And then he went on to say, perhaps he is less decisive with Barcelona than he is with us. So he's telling Griezmann, we know that Barca is giving you rules. We know that Barca doesn't let you do this. They don't let you do that. They don't let you pass this way. They don't let you shoot. They don't let you take these chances. We know why you're struggling, Griezmann. And that is what the coach is trying to say, is that we know that under Barca, you are under these rules. But with me, when you are in full creative control with France, you show your true quality. And that's why he says, however, he knows his importance to us and my confidence in him. So the coach, Deschamps, is basically telling him, I know your potential. I know what you could do. And I understand the situation you have with Barcelona. So don't beat yourself up. That's the main thing. Don't beat yourself up, because we know that you are under a system that does not allow you to be in full creative control. And that is a sign of a good coach, communicating with the player and have the player understand on why he's failing. Not just because he's failing because he sucks. He gives Griezmann the reason why he's failing, and he wants him to understand that he is a great player. That is a sign of a great coach. Because if you look at Valverde puts Griezmann in the wrong position. Then Valverde goes on to say at a press conference and says, we expect a lot from all the players, and he has to look to get in the game more. Like, why would you say get in the game more when you know that you're putting Griezmann on the left side? That's not what a coach is supposed to do. You're supposed to communicate with the player and tell him, hey, look, you're going to be playing on the left wing, and I know it's going to be kind of tough, but we'll give you time. Or like what happened recently, Valverde said he will play if he meets his requirements. And so it's very confusing how Valverde treats his players, because he puts them in the wrong position and then expects him to bring in the type of performance he did with Atletico Madrid or France. And so I'm glad that Deschamps is using himself and the team, because Lenglet also spoke out too. Lenglet said, oh, we got to give him time to adapt. He does have the quality. He will get there eventually. He did have that interview or press conference. I don't know what it was, but it was about 3 to 4 days ago. So I'm glad that the coach is using himself and the team to uplift Griezmann again, because it's not easy. And to end it all off, Barca did play a friendly against Cartagena, and they won 2-0. And the man that stood out in that match was no other than Riqui Puig. I personally didn't watch the match because I was too busy. I had school and the game took place while I was in school. But reports show that he put on a great display. He was the main person to create plays in the final third. He was involved in almost all of the attacks. And he also showed determination to win the ball back. And that's the part that I saw, because I was looking at the highlights on YouTube, and then I saw him hustle his way to get the ball back. And so that's what I like from players. I like when Barca players try and win the ball back, when they get physical. I like that. And so I'm glad that Riqui Puig put on this type of display in front of Valverde, because I know that he wants to prove a point so he could get into the first team. But look, in my opinion, do I think Riqui Puig has the potential to start in the 11 this season? No, I don't think so, because our midfield is way too compact right now, and you guys know this. I talked about this throughout all of my videos. I always mention this. The midfield is way too compact. We have Arthur, Deschamps, who are untouchable. You cannot move them away from the starting 11. And then you have Busquets. And then you also have the subs, who are Vidal, Rakitic, Elenia. And so as you can see, it's already way too crowded. Even Rakitic is having a hard time finding playing time in that midfield. My best bet is for Riqui Puig to stay patient and wait until next season, because I just don't see him breaking into the starting 11 this season. It's impossible. Right now we're in the middle of the season and we have a lot of important games coming up, so I'm glad that Riqui Puig had a great rating and put on a good display in this game, but it's just not time to bring in new players right now. And so my best bet is for him to start next season. And I know that he's 20 years old and he's getting older and older. I understand that. I understand his frustration, but his best chance to start in the 11 next season is to stay in the Barca B Academy. Don't move away. So that's it for today's news. So thank you guys for watching. There has been a lot of news coming out for Barcelona. I'm going to be covering everything here in this channel. So please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.